T-Force, or now Tangzu, have released a $35 price point IM for their second product. Hello and welcome to Aftersound Review, and this is my review for Tangzu Shimin, and this is their second product after a really good but unfortunately discontinued the T-Force Yuanli. Let's see how they perform, and thank you for Tangzu for providing me with this review unit. And just like usual, I will break down this review from the build, fit, frequency response, sound, and also comparison. Build-wise, it looks really beautiful at $35 price point. I think this is one of the best looking IM that I've ever seen. It is really similar to the TRN MT3 but feels more durable and also feels more metallic. By the way, this is they released this Tangzu Shimin first, and after that TRN MT3, by the way. And even the nozzle looks really nice. They're using dual pin connector cable, but the cable itself feels a bit stiff and not really high quality, but I think that's acceptable for $35 price point. For the ergonomics, personally, I don't really have any problem with the housing, or at least how it fits with my ears, but my only problem lies with the cable itself, because it's a little bit springy and stiff to the point that I feel that it's not really the best fit that I could get from the cable. This Tangzu Shimin sounds just as exactly as how it looks on the frequency response. I could say that it is simply another V-shaped kind of IM with the emphasis mostly on the bass, and after that mid-range part around 2 to 3 kHz, and after that the treble is mostly rolled off. So the most frequency that you will hear, most of the focus that you will hear from this IM is mostly, worst of all, is on that forwardness from the upper mid-range, and after that the bass. Other than that, I don't really hear any treble sparkle or treble extenders from this IM. Now, let's break it out first from the bass. For me, at this price point, this is an okay-ish bass. In fact, this is quite good quality. In terms of decay and naturalness and also overall texture, I feel that the bass is on a good quality bass. It's quite punchy, and it has that dynamic bass texture that feels quite natural. It's not too fast nor too slow, so it's just a good bass at this price point. It's simply definitely not a bass head level, but when you're hearing EDMs or even rocks, it could definitely serve you good bass. But after that, the main emphasis of the frequency of this IM is that mid-range at around 2 to 3K. It's definitely pushed forward to the point whenever you hear vocals, it will sound forward, but for me, it's above my tolerance level. It is definitely too shouty for me. It is too forward for me, especially when I'm hearing some chorus from J-pop or K-pop kind of song. Whenever they sometimes sounds screaming, and also it's simply like a shout for me. It's not really pleasant for my ears. It's definitely too forward and lacking balance in tonality. For example, also for male vocals, sounds not as thick, not as powerful as I would like. It's simply too thin and simply not as balanced as I would like. But for you who like forward vocal, maybe this is for you. But for me, the tonal balance around mid-range is a little bit off, especially because of that forwardness around the mid-range area that is too much. And after that, I feel that the treble is too dark. I don't hear any extension. Hearing cymbals sounds muted and not as clear as I'd like them to be. It's simply not a really good treble in terms of both extension and also texture. Mostly what I hear from this IM is mostly that vocal and also bass, but unfortunately the vocal itself isn't really well balanced. And also the technical level at this price point, I would say that this is acceptable. I wouldn't say that it's the best. It's just on par. It's just a little bit better for me compared to the 7Hz Sound Note 0. But I wouldn't say that $30 price point is groundbreaking. It's just acceptable at this price point. It's really hard to say that. I mean, it's not really good or bad either. It's just okay at this price point. Resolution overall imaging and technical like that, it's just okay at this price point. Now here comes the hard part. The truth about this IM, it costs $35, which is $15 more than the more balanced $20 IM, such as the Moondrop E. Yes, even the Moondrop 2 for me sounds more balanced. It has less shoutiness, even though Moondrop 2 for me is on the shouty side. Moondrop 2 is a little bit too shouty for me. Now this is even worse. This is more shouty and more forward, even though the vocal is thicker here because there's difference in Pina gain level. This is mostly on the 2 to 3K, while the Moondrop 2 is on 3 to 4K. But for me, somehow this is more annoying than the shoutiness that I get from the 2. And also, it is definitely not as well balanced as the Soundnote Zero, which I consider to be the class leading in terms of tonal balance at $20 price point. It definitely beats this Shimin. And also, even compared to the KKZ HBB, for me, KKZ HBB provides a more balanced mid-range to treble area, even though it's a little bit too thick for my taste, but at least it is not as shouty, as forward, as distracting as this I am. So after all, it's really a shame for me because T-Force Yuanli was one of my favorite IM at $80 price point, $80 to $90 price point. It has really smooth and natural mid-range, but after that they release this Tangzu Shimin that for me definitely even cannot compete with nowadays $20 IM. But I'm definitely looking forward for their new Tangzu 1R that, looking at the graphs only, would be a little bit better than this Tangzu Shimin. But for now, I really cannot recommend this Tangzu Shimin for anyone because of that too forward vocal and also lacking of treble extension. At least that's all I could say about this IM, and this is my final score for the tonal and also technical. And this is my final score rank for this IM. And if you're interested in my IM ranking list, you could see in the description below because it will be definitely changed because of technology advancement or simply change in my benchmark. I think that's all I could say about this IM. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you enjoying this video, please like this IM and this video and also subscribe. Thank you.